The Earth's Eternals have been entrusted with the duty of protecting the planet and combating the Deviants for countless centuries, as directed by the Celestials. With Arishem, the judge, at the helm, the revelations concerning their true purpose on Earth were unveiled in their movie. However, a lingering question remained unanswered. Where were the Eternals during the events of Infinity War and Endgame? And why didn't they lend their aid in the battle against Thanos? During the time frame of Infinity War and Endgame, the Deviants had not surfaced for an extended period, spanning many centuries. Consequently, the Eternals found themselves dispersed across the Earth, leading their individual lives. They chose not to intervene, as a significant number of them believed it was their duty to interfere solely in matters involving the Deviants. Nevertheless, the genuine reason behind their lack of involvement lies in the fact that Arishem and the Celestial did not command them to intervene. The Deviant narrative served as a mere pretext. As later revealed in the movie, the true purpose of their presence on Earth is revolved around their emergence. Let us delve into the intricacies of how and why these inconsistencies emerge. Where were the Eternals during Infinity War and Endgame? Since 5000 BC, Earth has been home to a group of 10 Eternals: Ajax, Icarus, Circe, Sprite, Makari, Phastos, Kingo, Droog, Gilgamesh, and Tenna. Ajax served as their leader and acted as the intermediary between the Eternals and Arishem the Judge, one of the Celestials responsible for placing them on Earth. They were informed that their purpose on Earth was to combat the Deviants, dangerous creatures that indiscriminately slaughtered all in their path. However, they were given strict instructions not to interfere excessively with the development of human civilization unless the presence of Deviants necessitated their intervention. Over the course of 7,000 years, it appeared that the Deviants had been completely eradicated, with no sightings for centuries. With no immediate need to remain together as a cohesive unit, the Eternals gradually grew distant from one another and dispersed across the Earth. Circe and Sprite resided in London and later reunited with Icarus. Kingo pursued a career as a Bollywood movie star, while Phastos settled in the United States and built a family. Ajax led a quiet life on a farm in South Dakota. Droog assumed leadership of a community within the Amazon rainforest, and Gilgamesh cared for Athena, who faced internal struggles. However, circumstances changed, prompting the Eternals to reunite when the Deviants resurfaced. Even in the absence of Deviants, it became evident that the Eternals had a myriad of challenges to confront within their own dynamic. Why didn't the Eternals help against Thanos? Fans have often pondered why Eternals didn't aid in the fight against Thanos during the events of Infinity War and Endgame. While the reasons may be multifaceted, when considered collectively, they shed light on this matter. Firstly, the Eternals were scattered across the Earth, and the extent of their communication in recent centuries remained uncertain. Their lack of cohesion might have played a role in their absence during the conflict. However, it's worth noting that they did swiftly gather once the Deviants reappeared, indicating that more dispersal wasn't the sole factor. Another significant reason for their non-interference lies in their instructions to not only intervene if Deviants were involved. This directive encompassed when allowing wars to unfold, as conflict could spur technological advancements, medical breakthroughs, and population growth. However, as we later discovered, their true purpose extended beyond battling Deviants. They were tasked with ensuring Earth's population flourished, leading to the emergence of a cataclysmic event, culminating in the birth of a Tiamat, another celestial, and the ultimate destruction of the planet. Ultimately, the Eternals refrained from interfering because they had received orders to do so from the Arishem, the dominant celestial. While they may not have possessed all the details, the hierarchical structure was clear, as Ajax acting as the intermediary between Arishem and the other Eternals. Nevertheless, this explanation may potentially introduce certain plot holes, not only within the Eternals movie but also in the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe. Further examination of this hypothesis is warranted. The Eternals not interfering plot holes. Regardless of the reasoning behind the Eternals' non-interference against Thanos, it does introduce some noticeable plot holes that call for more in-depth explanation beyond the simple notion of them not receiving orders to fight. If we consider the notion that they were only meant to battle Deviants, there would still be compelling reasons for the Eternals to engage with Thanos. As an Eternal from Titan, he bears the Deviant syndrome, evident in his appearance and physique. Given the malevolence of his intentions, one could argue that Mad Titan qualifies as a Deviant they should have confronted. Even if the Eternals were unaware of the Deviant syndrome's existence in Thanos, or if the MCU's portrayal differs from the comics, he was an Eternal like them, Logically, it would make sense for the Eternals to join the fight against another Eternal rather than following him to wreak havoc. If they were unaware of his true identity, one would expect Arishem and the Celestials to be aware. Now we understand that the claim of only fighting deviants was merely a falsehood perpetuated by Arishem to conceal the Eternal's true purpose, controlling Earth's population growth for the emergence, the birthing of a Celestial from the planet's core. If population growth was indeed the objective, wouldn't Thanos eradicating half of the population significantly hinder the emergence? Wouldn't Arishem want to prevent this by sending the Eternals into battle? There are two potential explanations for why he didn't do so. Firstly, it's possible that Arishem possessed foresight regarding the events that would transpire, the snap performed by Thanos, its reversal by the Avengers, and the subsequent population surge caused by the blip, resulting in sufficient energy for the emergence. However, there is no indication that Arishem or the Celestials had the ability to foresee the future, rendering this explanation less convincing. The second possibility is that Arishem was concerned that deploying the Eternals against Thanos would necessitate revealing the truth about the deception surrounding the only fighting deviants mandate. Such honesty could have caused a rift among the Eternals, with some refusing to participate. Nevertheless, even if some Eternals had fought, it would have been preferable to none. That said, despite Arishem's concerns, the eventual rift among the Eternals did occur. If Arishem possessed foresight, as the first explanation implies, he should have been unconcerned and allowed at least some of the Eternals to battle Thanos during Infinity War and Endgame. Ultimately, regardless of the explanations offered, there always seems to be a lingering but that either necessitates further elaboration or leads us to accept the notion that it is what it is. Why weren't the Eternals affected by Thanos' snap? I would like to provide a revised response. A commonly asked question pertains to why none of the Eternals were affected by Thanos' snap. Fortunately, the director of the Eternals movie, Chloe Zhao, shed some light on this matter during an interview with Cinema Blend. Well, I can't say this out loud, but if you think about what the Celestials told them about themselves, technically they can't get blipped. For those who have seen the film, the statement offers a clear explanation. Allow me to delve further into it. When Thanos wiped out half of all living beings in the universe, we discover in the movie that the Eternals are not exactly conventional species. Rather, they are creations crafted by the Celestials, much like the Deviants. Essentially, they can be considered as advanced robots or artificial intelligence dwelling within physical bodies. Given their nature as artificial intelligence rather than living beings, it becomes evident that the Eternals could not be affected by Thanos' snap. Their inherent composition and origin safeguarded them from the catastrophic event.